Hello friends, and welcome to Life in Envelopes. I am Jennifer Bleecher. So in today's video, normally on Thursdays, I want to share with you a save with me. Unfortunately, it's another week where I can't do a save with me because I don't have extra money for that. But I already know what I'm making next week, or at least what I've made so far that's gonna be in next week's paycheck. I check every day on Etsy where I'm at, and I've already made enough to do a savings challenge next week. So that is definitely coming next week. So what I thought I'd do for today's video is go ahead and answer your questions from Monday's video. Monday, I released a video about my first divorced budget, my first budget as a divorced person. And I said that I'm bringing back the Q&As. I usually do the Q&A section at the end of my budgeting videos, but you guys asked a lot of questions, really good questions. So I wanted to go ahead and make a whole video dedicated to just answering your questions. Okay, let's jump in. Let's do this. Like I said, so many good questions. I can't wait to answer. Remember, I'm going to answer as best I can. There might be some things that I can't discuss, but I'll let you know if it's something I can't discuss. Okay, so the first question is coming from Ashley Nobles 660. I used to see him in videos. She's referring to my ex-husband, David. And I think I missed something on how the divorce happened. What happened? Have you said why? Okay, so I think a lot of people are wondering about this, and unfortunately I can't discuss why, because we agreed, we had a mutual agreement that we wouldn't talk about what happened that led me to asking him for a divorce, simply because I don't want to make my kids' life any harder than it has to be. I don't want them to hear negative stuff about their father online. I don't want their friends to hear or see negative stuff about their father online. So that is why I'm not gonna go into detail about what happened. Okay, this next question comes from Plan to Be Booked, Alicia Allen. Hi, Alicia. If you make more than $525, you have to make, and then an extra $100 for spending and savings. Where will you put it? Such a good question. Okay, there's so many places to put money. But first of all, I want to rebuild the cushion in my checking account. I want to rebuild my $1,000 emergency fund. And then I also want to pay off debt. So that's probably the order I would do things. First, checking, like emergency buffer in my checking account, then emergency fund, and then paying off more debt. This next question is from Jennifer Brown, 6971. How are you doing? Do you feel like you are on more stable ground? You look happy. I'm glad I look happy. Divorce is such a funny thing. I'm actually very happy about the divorce. I hope, David might see this video. It's very likely that he will. He watches most of my videos, and I don't mean to hurt his feelings. I just don't want to be married to anybody. I'm just so happy to be single. I'm so happy to be making my own choices and living my life the way I want to live it. It's been I didn't know I wanted a divorce until all this happened. But now that I'm here, I'm happy about it. I'm happy that I'm getting a divorce. As far as how I'm doing, it's a roller coaster. I have good days, I have bad days. I try not to dwell in the negativity or the bad days. I try to stay in a positive place just for my mental health. But I think overall, I'm doing really well. So thank you for asking. Okay, so this next question comes from Simply Sarah Reads. Are you a reading channel? I'm gonna have to check you out, see if you're a reading channel. Will you be showing your personal budget / income or just the household budget? I imagine that you're working, you'd be making more than the budgeted amount, ? Will that all be handled separately? Okay, so you would hope, right, that I made more than $525 a week, but to be perfectly honest, at this point, for the last few weeks, I haven't even made $525 a week. So I had to dig into my business budget. So I don't have a job outside of what I do, which is Etsy, YouTube, Patreon. My Etsy shop is a sticker shop. My Patreon is also my stickers, and then YouTube is the budgeting and planning and all that, and sharing my sticker shop journey with you guys. I used to be a teacher. I was a teacher for 20 years. I resigned a year after COVID, and I also homeschool Logan and don't get paid for that. So when I show you my household budget, That's my income. That's what I make. And then the weekly budget that I was talking about, where I do the spending money and the savings challenges, that would also be income if I can make more than $525 a week. So yes, to answer your question is yes, I am sharing all of my income with you. I will be sharing all my income with you. I just want you to know that what I shared was what I make. I know it's not very much. I would like to make more than $525 a week, and I'm currently exploring how to do that, because $525 goes to what I'm legally contractually obligated to do now, so that leaves nothing for me unless I make more than $525. So I do want to make more than $525. I would like to do that through YouTube and Etsy. But if I have to get another job, that's definitely a possibility. I just don't want to do it right now because we're just entering our busy season. And like, for example, last night I was up till 1 a.m. working. I only took an hour break yesterday and I was working all day until 1 a.m. And well, I mean, after homeschool. So once I started my work day. And yeah, I just don't see me being able to work another job during my busy season. So anyways, sorry, that's a whole other thing. Okay, so this next question is from Jennifer Levy, 539. I remember Logan used to get $10 each week for spending. Will he start getting that again? So I actually got this question from a lot of friends on here. A lot of people are worried about Logan. I just want you to know that he is receiving an allowance every week. It's not $10 a week, it's a little bit different. I can't go over the exact amount because David is handling that part. And like I said in last week's video, I can't share how much David pays for things. I'm not allowed to do that. But trust me, Logan's being taken care of, okay guys? He gets an allowance every week, he's happy. Okay, this next question is from Tina Terrell, 3793. My question is, how is Logan and Jacob handling the divorce? So I hate to speak for somebody else, but just as their mother and observing them, I can tell you what I'm observing. And what I'm observing is that they're handling it just fine. Jacob's handling it better than Logan, I'd say. But Logan, so I think it was really hard for Logan at first, but now that we've come up with this arrangement where we're going to continue to live together, he's feeling better about the situation. I think he would really have liked it if this never happened and we just were married forever, but unfortunately life's not perfect. So, but overall, I think they're both okay. They're both doing well. This next question is from Amy Jones, 8613, and a few people asked this. Okay, I can't wait to tell you guys. Have you received forgiveness on your student loans? Oh my gosh, you guys. Okay, so just a little bit of background knowledge, background information. I was a teacher for 20 years. And there was a program called the Public Service Loan Forgiveness Act, PSLFA, and it doesn't exist anymore. It expired. There was like a certain date where it expired. But if you had been a public servant for 10 or more years, all of your loans would be forgiven, all of your loans that you still owed money on. Well, I was a public servant for 20 years. So I submitted all my paperwork, I did everything, and they ended up not giving me like a full 10-year credit. I don't even remember how much they gave me credit for, maybe 6 years of service. So I contacted them and I'm like, I think you guys made like a clerical mistake. Like there's like a whole gap right in the middle, years that they just didn't count for some reason. Like they counted the beginning and they counted the end, but they didn't count the middle. And I called them and they're like, oh yeah, that's weird. We'll take a look at your loans and get back to you in about a week. So a month went by and I was like, do I keep bothering them? So I decided, yeah, I keep bothering them. So I called them again and I'm like, okay, you said you'd get back to me in a week, that you were gonna look at it again. And so what's going on? And they said, oh, well, we haven't been able to confirm your payments on your loan from your last lender. So we're waiting to hear from them. I'm like, okay, so what do we need to do? Because loan payments were going to start up again. And they said, well, you know, hearing from them, back from them could take a couple of years. What? I can go on their website, I can screenshot it, send it to them. Like, I can't believe they're gonna make me wait a couple of years. And I said, well, in the meantime, my loans are going to start again. What do I do? And they said, well, what's your income? Blah, blah, blah. You know, I did all that. And they're like, okay, based on your income and everything, how about we do $0 a month? I'm like, okay, that's fine. It's not deferred. It's actually like my payment based on my income is $0 a month. So I'm paying $0 a month, and then I have to like contact them again at the end of the year and tell them my income again at that point, and then we'll go from there. But in the meantime, like, I don't have to make payments, I don't have penalties or anything like that, and there's no more interest accruing. It just really bugs me that it's gonna take like 2 years, according to them, to confirm that I made payments. Like, it's like, it upsets me. Like, I wanna call them again. I'm like, do I call them again and be like, are you sure, like, that you guys can't confirm that I made payment? Like, I don't know. Anyways, ongoing struggle. Sometimes I'm just like, forget it, I'll pay it. But then I have to remember, like, that's $15,000. That's a whole lot of money for me. It's not like I can just pay that easily. So if I can get that forgiven, and I put in my time as a public servant, then I would like that. I would like to get it taken care of. Okay. Whew, I don't want to get all stressed out. Okay, this next question is from Pama Shepherd, 1338. Would you consider making more cooking videos? I like the ones you have done to date and would enjoy watching new ones. Yeah, so I love sharing cooking like videos with you guys. I usually include one recipe. I try to include at least one recipe when I do a vlog, and it gives me an excuse to try new recipes, and I just love cooking. It's a new thing. Like, I felt like when I first started cooking at home just like a year ago, a year and a half ago, 2 years, I don't know, around that range, like, I didn't know hardly anything, and I feel like I've learned a lot. So yeah, I'll continue to try to like share recipes with you, at least one recipe a vlog. That's my goal usually. Okay, this next question is from Jonathan and Liz. How will the grocery shopping work? Will you guys do it separately? And if that's the case, why do you have to put it in the shared account? Just curious. Thank you. Love your videos. Thank you. So I know it's kind of complicated. So David prefers to shop at Sam's Club. I prefer to shop at Fairway, and we have to provide food for our kids. We've agreed to provide food for our kids. Basically what we do is he does his shopping at Fairway, at Sam's, I do mine at Fairway. We compare notes to make sure that we're not going above budget, and whatever food we bring in the house, we've agreed is anyone's. Anyone can have whatever we bring in the house. So far it's worked just fine that way. Sometimes he'll buy things I just don't want to have or no one else wants to have, and it's just exclusively for him, or I'll do the same thing. But otherwise, we just have a rule in our house, like any food in the house, anyone in the house is allowed to eat it. It's available for everybody. Okay, this next question is from Veronica Luna, 7369. I firmly believe that time is money and that activities related to running a home are undervalued. How are you and David sharing responsibilities like grocery shopping, cooking, cleaning of common areas, etc.? I agree with you. I think what we do in the home definitely has value. So David has his own bedroom, his own bathroom. I have my own bedroom, my own bathroom. We're both responsible for cleaning our own spaces there. He does his own laundry. I do my own laundry. Everyone who uses the kitchen cleans the kitchen. Everyone in the family. So that's me, David, Jacob, Logan. If you use a dish, you wash it, you wipe down the counters, everything. The only thing extra I do in the kitchen is sweep and mop the floors. No one else does that, but I don't care, it's fine. And then as far as the common spaces, we all keep it picked up. And then I do the dusting and vacuuming of those areas. But again, like I would do that regardless of who lived with me or who didn't live with me, so I don't mind that. The way it's currently distributed, the work, I'm comfortable with it. I think it's fine. David still mows the lawn. And we all share in the responsibility of removing snow, like when it snows. Sometimes David does it, sometimes Logan and I do it, depending on when it happens. Like because of his schedule and my schedule, we're on opposite schedules. So depending on when it snows and when it needs to be cleared, will determine who does it. Okay, this next question is from Karen 8RB. How do you and David purchase groceries? Oh, okay, so we talked about that, sorry. We already answered that question. Okay, so this next question is from Christine Wallace, 9251. How are you handling business debt? Is that all on your shoulders or are you splitting it up? I'm just wondering because you made the decision with your business together and I'd hate to see you saddled with it alone. Great question. So actually, as part of our divorce, all the debt that was accrued up till the day of our divorce, up till the day that we filed for our divorce, is covered by both of us. Anything new beyond that date, I'm responsible for. So we do, and the way we're going to be paying for it is when it does come time for us to sell this house and move on, which could happen 6 years from now when Logan's 18, or it could happen within 6 months of one of us letting the other person know we want to sell the house and move on. We have a 6-month agreement. Like, we can get out of this arrangement by giving the other person 6 months notice. So whenever we sell this house, the first thing that's going to be done with the money, the profit, will be to cover any debt that's still around. And then David and I get to split it. And this is all like documented, like everything is documented, how much we had at the date that we were getting divorced and everything. So the thing is though, is I want to continue to pay my debt and try to be aggressive with it. And it doesn't bother me if I'm paying extra for it, if it's getting paid off early. So like if I choose to pay off extra, I don't know, it doesn't bother me if I pay off extra because like debt weighs on me, especially like the interest rates, like just the thought of the interest rates and all that just like weighs on me. So we're currently making monthly payments, like a set amount, and we have that arrangement at the end of our mortgage period once we decide to sell. But in the meantime, I also, if I pay any extra, I'm not going to expect him to pay that back to me or to split that with me or anything like that. You know, he's so fair about this kind of stuff, like money. I feel like if I told him, you know, I paid $10,000 of the debt off, I think he would give me like half of it. But I don't know. I haven't asked him and I haven't crossed that bridge, and we'll just have to wait and see. Okay, this next question is from Gina Moffat, 1973. If you have to put into the family account for groceries and household, then how are you going to turn it into cash to stuff? Okay, so on Monday I said I wanted to do a cash envelope for groceries and household items, but I hadn't checked with David or my lawyer or anything when I did that. I made that decision. Turns out I can't do that. I have to put all $525 into the family account and everything has to be accounted for. So I'm not going to be able to do the cash envelopes like I wanted to. Amy Peterson, 4181. Where are your emergency funds at? What do you have in savings for sinking funds such as car registration and oil changes? Everything's been cleared out. Everything is gone. I'm going to have to rebuild everything. I want to start sinking funds again with the new year. I want to decide like how I'm going to do it. You know, with this new arrangement, the hard thing is that $525 a month, which I've been making for a few years now. Like anything I want to do above that, like if I want to do sinking funds, I want to save for emergency fund. I have to make more than $525 a week. I make $525 a week, not a month. So I want to do all those things. I'm going to try and come up with a plan, but I got to make more money. So like I said earlier, I either have to figure out a way to make more money through Etsy and YouTube, or I have to get another job. Okay, this is from Diary of the Tattered Slob, 7501. Where do you get your patterns for your stickers? Love them. Thank you. I buy them from other artists on Etsy. I just search digital patterns on Etsy, usually a seamless digital pattern because I want them to be seamless, and that's where I get them, from Etsy. Okay, Bonds Mom 980 was asking about the student loan, so we've already talked about that. Okay, this is such a great question. She's running away, 4648. What are you doing about health insurance for yourself? I assume Logan is under David's insurance or is on Medicaid. I know he was previously and not sure if he still qualifies, but how are you handling it for yourself? Great question. This is like probably the most stressful thing for me. is, besides not being able to save anything right now, I haven't been able to for a few weeks, is that I don't have health insurance. Logan has health insurance, so he's not on Medicaid, but he's on a plan called Hawkeye, which is a supplemental thing because we're still low income, even though we don't qualify for Medicaid. So he's covered. David's covered through his insurance company, and Jacob's on Medicaid because he's an adult and he doesn't make enough money. So he's on Medicaid. I'm the only person in the family who doesn't have health insurance. I have all kinds of health issues, and it worries me so much. This keeps me up at night. Sometimes I think about I just need to get a job, like a regular job, just for the health insurance, if nothing else. I've been waiting to apply for insurance on the marketplace. I've been waiting for the divorce to go through, to be official. When we filed the paperwork, they said it could take up to 90 days. It feels like it's taking that long. It feels like it's taking a really long time. But so I've been waiting because I know that being divorced, I can get a better deal in the marketplace than still having to count David's income with my income. So I'll probably do that, but even then I'll have to pay for it. I don't know. Let's just say I have no idea what I'm going to do for insurance, and it really stresses me out. And this is probably the number one reason why I think I need to get another job is for health insurance. Unfortunately, that's the way it is in the United States. We don't have we don't have health care through the government. We have to figure out a way to get it if we're through an employer or another way, and it's extremely stressful. Even when I had insurance back in the day, and I had good, quote unquote, good insurance, we still constantly had medical debt. When I first started this channel, the first 3 debts we paid off were all medical debt. And like I said, I had good insurance, good teacher insurance at that time. Okay, this next question is from Teresa Miller, I think, 6583. Will David be helping on the things that Logan needs? Thank you for always being you. Love your videos. Thank you. So yeah, David is so good with money. He never spends anything on himself ever. And since we've separated our budgets, he's been able to save more money. I don't know how he does it, but unfortunately, I had to ask him for a loan recently. I had to borrow a couple $100s from him to pay for a business thing. Anyways, I'm going to pay him back. But I know that if anything I ever need for Logan, we just will split the cost of. I'll let him know, and we'll split the cost of it. This next question is from Amy Moran 577. What is the plan for sinking funds? Is the category on hold for now until you get the rhythm with all of life's changes? Yep, exactly. I already answered that, but yeah, my plan is to do something in December. I still got to figure that out. Okay, and that is it at this point in time for questions. I feel like I missed somebody's question. If I missed your question, it was not intentional. But thank you guys so much for watching. So the next video I have coming out will be a plan with me coming out tomorrow. Then I have a vlog coming out this weekend. I'm gonna be sharing a really yummy recipe with you guys. And then budget, we're gonna go over I have to make budgeting changes already. So next Monday will be the budget video, and already I'm making changes, so you'll wanna tune in for that. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed today's video, please give it a thumbs up, and I will see you all again next time. Bye everyone.
Yesterday, there was sun and there was rain, beauty in the mundane. And as the light startled our eyes, we let go of disguise. And now, there's something in the air, and a sparkly shimmer on our skin.